Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome to this presentation review of the book, The Nature of Good and Evil. In The Great Battle, Mrs. Brown explores a war that is almost only spoken by those of spiritual and religious sectors, especially those in Christian sectors. Perhaps the whole idea about the etymologies of the terms black and white, including the use of the terms to describe racial groups, as well as gray areas or colored areas, stem from covert dialogue about dark, gray, and white entities. The following diagrams on the next pages provide a graphic illustration of the insight that Francine provides to Sylvia about such spirits. Ms. Brown describes the dark or black entities as disloyal, trickster quality, selfish, loveless to self and others, egotistical, never allowed to go to the other side. Earth is their domain. That one's interesting to me because Earth has a beauty to it, and I believe nature is connected with God. But Earth is their domain? I wonder about that one. One third of these earth entities were impatient with God's hand to give them form. They are self-willed, not willed by God. Gray entities are some entities have within them the option of turning dark or gray within the middle area. And then those that are white, she's emphasized that we come here to this area as we age. Perhaps we want to get better. And I was just thinking about how Maya Angelou used to say that if when you know better, you do better. I mean, of course, this ties in with people. Hopefully you get older, you get wiser. Hopefully, it doesn't mean that you can't be young and can't be smart. I've seen instances and experiences of that. Uh, so that's why I ask, is this a constant among us, or is it possible to change? And it is possible for us to change and get better, to diminish the negatives, the dragons, as she called them. But do some remain where they are? Are there some that who may have had traumatic experiences choose to turn inward in another way to the extent that they don't want to change, or they remain as being what is considered to be black? Or can they change? Can they not change? Gotta question that, because we still, this is still knowledge to take further and educate ourselves on the more important identity, or probably the most important identity, and that is of one spirit. We keep going. This was an exciting chapter to also go into. It was titled The Mystical Travelers, and it talks about the, kind of the heroes. I like this one, the descriptions of it. Uh, I think it's titled Example Lives, Mission Lives, and Mystical Travelers in one section. So example lives are those that originated from the planet Nouveau 2. Wonder what's that's about. Planet Nouveau. Gotta look up that and see what that is about, if I can find anything on that. Endures severe trials and tribulations. endures suffering to provide example to others, accomplish insurmountable odds, advocates for justice. Mission lives were those that originate on the planet Nouveau 1, impeccably white, endures suffering as examples do, but have missions to fulfill. They may be INFJs, empaths, highly benevolent, introversion prone. And I think introversion prone because, of course, INFJs, empaths, I can say we because some of that is myself. I'm not bragging, not being cocky, just being kind of factual here. That we go in. We don't avoid ourselves. We want to be better. And maybe it's something to that from another spiritual aspect or something in past lives. I've had experiences of that too. But yeah, so that's why one thing, a lot of this parts of chapter, the qualities had resonated with me. But anyway, not to be arrogant or cocky. Able to choose to become a mystical traveler. Really like that one because I've had some experiences with that too in my dream life. Mystical travelers were much more advanced than mission life entities. Mediates when needed to bring order. Experienced many lifetimes and has a wealth of knowledge and was solitary. So, in that has, seeing these qualities here about solitary and introversion prone and INFJ, it has made me come to not a conclusion because I hadn't really found the full answer to those full facts, but there's something about introversion and extroversion, that spectrum, which I think is in all of us. We have been told as humans that we're social and we're always going to be social, and we have a need to be connected and to be in groups, but I don't know about to be in groups. Even extroversion, I think to a certain extent, is deceptive or delusive because some people have issues with other people being too quiet and not saying a lot, and that being a problem. But what about the person who just constantly talks too much, goes to the other extreme? What about that? So, is there something flawed about that? Are you avoiding something? Are you into gossip because you're trying to take the attention off of yourself? So that was an interesting chapter. I liked that because, like I said, a lot of that, not to brag, not to be cocky, but looking back at my own inner life and my dream life and my outer life experiences, a lot of that resonated with me. And I really have enjoyed this book thus far because it really helped me to, like I said from the beginning, gain more understanding about what I was experiencing on a benevolent as unfortunately a malevolent level. But I wouldn't take nothing from our journey now because it's been knowledge. It's been so much knowledge on that, and it's still much more to learn. I'm just now being born. Maybe that's the whole idea about being born again, is that you really start to see things maybe for what they are. Let us keep going.